A fantastic way that you can earn a little bit of passive income for yourself starting right now, no matter your situation in life, is to put some of your money into a high yield savings account. What is a high yield savings account, or an HYSA? A high yield savings account functions exactly like a checking or a savings account. How do they function? Well, basically, let's go back a little bit in history when banks were not insured by the federal government. So an individual would own a bank, utilize the money in the bank, and try to incentivize their people to put money in so they would have an interest rate. So because there were bank robberies, because they were run on the banks, economic downturns, etc., the government decided to help banks to be able to stay in business. And the way that they did this is they insured people's money that they put into the bank. So the FDIC insures the money up to $250,000 that you put into your bank account, so that way if a run on the bank happened, which it shouldn't nowadays, or if an economic downturn happened and you wanted to get your money out, if the bank did not have the money, the federal government would insure that money and make sure that you get that money. So nowadays, because of that, there is no more runs on the banks because people feel safe and secure with the government insuring their money, apparently. And also, there is much less actual bank fraud crime, as far as, like, you know, the thing you think of in the old westerns where a guy comes in and is like, woohoo, and something bad happens, you know. That doesn't happen really anymore. I worked in a bank. It doesn't. Now, it does happen, but they almost always get caught, and the government insures all that money anyways. So it's a very it doesn't really affect anything if it actually does happen. Now, obviously, there's bank fraud at much higher levels nowadays, and the government obviously works to make sure that that doesn't happen. But realistically speaking, your money is relatively safe as it can be at a bank. Then a high yield savings account works exactly the same way. It's usually with a specific bank. It has the same insurance from the federal government as any checking account and as any savings account does. In addition to having the exact same governmental insurance, it also has the same accessibility. Now, if you have an online high yield savings account, it might have less accessibility because you're transferring money electronically, so you might have to use an ACH transaction, which is automated clearinghouse transaction. But even that just takes 1 to 3 business days, which is still very accessible for your cash. If you have not subscribed yet, my name is Aliana Keller, and I share about faith, finances, and wifehood, but I do a lot of finance content on this channel so that way you can help live, I can help you live in financial security and feel financially free and just at peace. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you go ahead and subscribe, it really helps me, it really helps you, it helps get this video out to other people, and I'll be hoping to continue bringing forward more finance content to help you understand other things more and find little ways to make a little bit more money or save a little bit more money day to day. So because HYSAs are theoretically basically the same as having a checking or a savings account, a lot of people have been putting their money into HYSAs, which, by the way, is fantastic. If you have a high yield savings account, go you. I am so glad you do. I hope that you are crushing your savings goals and just meeting them so much. If you do not have one, why don't you have one, guys? It is exactly the same as having a checking account. I promise. You can look it up. You can fact check me. It is exactly the same, except perhaps any minimums. So like you might be required to put at least $100 or $500 in there, or you might, you know, have to limit your transactions to like 6 transactions per month, like pull out withdrawals per month, but it is almost exactly the same in functioning as a checking account. Now, I would not go put all of your money into your HYSA and use it as a checking account, but say you use a credit card for all of your expenses ever and you just pay that balance each month. Well, I mean, in that case, you could theoretically forego the checking account and just have that pull from your HYSA and make money in the process. However, that's not not necessarily the most suggested thing, but not having a humongous checking account can be really, really beneficial for you. Why is that the case? Because if the majority of your money is currently earning interest for you, it is not doing so in a checking account. It is just not, most likely. I mean, it might have a small interest rate, but it is not making you bank off of a checking account. If you put that same money, so you have 10, 20, $30,000 and you just put that over into your high yield savings account, it functions exactly like a checking account, almost exactly the same. Except for, like I said, maybe those transactions, maybe that minimum, but you also get a higher interest rate. And you're like, Eliana, why would I get a higher interest rate? Why would they pay me for having their money there? Well, it's the same reason that banks used to pay you for having your money there. They utilize your money to make the bank and everyone in the bank more money. So they are investing it. They are probably loaning it out to individuals for mortgages and the like. And so by you putting your money in there, you are giving them leverage to continue to do their normal bankly duty. So they're utilizing your money to continue to grow the bank more money, and in return, they are then allowing you to have this interest rate. So right now, my HYSA is paying us 4% per year. It may actually be higher, but I'm pretty sure it's around 4%. 4% per year in interest. So let's say that you put $10,000 into your HYSA. By the end of the year, you will have gained what? What is that? 4% times 10,000, $400, I believe. 4% times 10,000. We move the decimal point 2 places because 0.04 is the same as 4%. Places to make it 4, and then we move the decimal point 2 places from 10,000. 10,000, take 2 zeros off, and that's gonna be 100. 100 times 4 is 400. So $400 yearly that you would receive in interest from a high yield savings account. But the cool thing about a lot of these accounts is that they don't just compound yearly. A lot of them compound even monthly or semi-monthly, sometimes even daily. So that means that if you put an amount in the middle of the month, it might start compounding at that higher rate. Or whenever your interest is paid out, it will then compound with that interest. So let's say you have $10,000 and you get $33.33 a month. How did I come across that math? Well, $400 a year divided by 12 months. 33.33. 3 times 12 is 36, right? 40 minus 36 is 4. You bring the 0 down, that's another 40. It's going to be 3, and it's going to continue on and on and on and on and on. So 33.33 in perpetuity, okay? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so $33.33 a month, but in that first month. But once you have that $10,033 in your account, the next month it is going to base the interest off of what you had in the current month. So at the end of the year, instead of just 400, you might have 410, you might have 405, you might have 402. I don't know the exact number because I'm not going to calculate that math out individually right now. But the point is, you're gonna have a little bit over that amount because it's compounded on a monthly basis instead of a yearly basis. The reason why this is so awesome is a lot of people who have that, like whatever amount of money you have, an extra 4% is so cool. Like guys, 4%? 4% of what you currently have in your bank account, imagine making an extra 4% off that. And I know it may not sound like a ton of money. Like if you have $10,000 and you're making an extra 400, you're like, okay, who cares? If you have $100,000 though, that's an extra $4,000. And to you, maybe that's like, okay, who cares? But here's the deal. It functions exactly the same as a savings account. So why would you not put your money in and get, okay, even if it's not making a huge impact on your finances, hey, it makes a little bit. $33 is enough for a Chick-fil-A run for 2 people. Like, that's allowing you, I mean, if you want to put it into like realistic timestamps or realistic like expectations, I mean, hey, that's an extra Chick-fil-A run each month plus a little more. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't desire that? I don't know. I guess some people maybe don't, but listen, guys, do it. Put your money into the HYSA. There is no reason for me to like promote any sort of high yield savings account. Like I mean, besides the fact that I have my money in one, there is no benefit to me saying this to you other than just it helps you with your finances because it's helped me with my finances. Like, it is so beneficial, you guys. Me and my husband love being able to see the interest that we make each month, and it goes up every single month because we get to add savings to our savings. And so like after we add the savings, then the next month you get a higher interest, and then the next month we get a higher interest. And it has been so fun to watch it just jump, and we get so excited. Now, is this going to last forever? Probably not. Probably not. We have high interest rates right now, so it makes sense that high yield savings accounts would be an option. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this content about high yield savings account and you go ahead and give this video a like, it's really gonna help that get out to more people so that way they can do this too. Anyone can have a high yield savings account, so by you helping other people see this, you're just gonna help more people, more people, more people. Why don't we all just do it together? So if you can do that, that'd be great. That helps me, but it also helps other people like you to get this content across to them if you are enjoying this content. Now, they will probably keep the high yield savings account around, but hey, it might not always have a 4% interest rate. It might go down to 2, it might go down to 1. I don't know the future and I cannot predict the future, so I would not become dependent upon your high yield savings account. Like, don't like put all your money in there and be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna live off of the rest of my life. But like, for instance, say you had $1 million. $1 million at 4% yearly would be what? What'd we say for 100,000? 4,000? So at that point it'd be 40,000. So you could be like, okay, well, I'll just live on this $40,000 every single year since I put $1 million in, and that's just gonna be my retirement plan. Well, listen, diversifying is a good thing. So I'm not saying put all your money in there. I'm not saying put all your eggs in that basket, because interest rates can go down. You don't want to completely rely on this, but if it can help you move a little bit forward, a little bit faster in your financial plan or your financial goals, why would you not? For me and my husband, it doesn't make a huge impact on our day-to-day life, but it does help us move forward a little bit faster, a little bit quicker in our financial plan to trying to live our dream life. Why would we not want that to happen faster? So for us, it was a no-brainer. Put some of our money into that high yield savings account and continue to let it grow.